Okay, now there are 3 other bolt heads. I'm going to position the sketch on the component height plane, sorry, and orient with the y-axis, which I already am. So I'll create a sketch with the projection point on either of these 2 points, and then top face. Orient with the y-axis, and cool, there we are. A 6-sided polygon, just like we did before. I'm going to make one of these faces vertical. Oops. And the major diameter is 30 millimeters. Let's do that, make it 30. It is slightly smaller than the right side one, but we've positioned it and defined its dimensions, so it's ISO constrained. And it wants to do a 12 millimeter pad. And we could rename this bolt head. Okay. It wants us to project the other 2 reference points in a new sketch, which I could do. And honestly, I'm not directly building off of it. I'm just going to use it for a pattern. So I'll do it in the reference elements. I'll get a new sketch over here. And switch these around. And I can add points, or I should. There's 2 ways I could do this. I could just make them coincident. Oh, or I could probably just project this and then possibly just make it a construction element. I don't think it would matter in this case though, but I will do it anyways. So we could use this as a user pattern. Go back into the main body as your work object. This is your user pattern. I select the object to pattern should be this right here, and the positions is the sketch. Or maybe I should manually. Okay, maybe it didn't like that I made it into a construction. So I'll go back here. I have these 2 points. I converted them into geometrical elements instead of construction. Let's see if it detects it now. So it's this solid into, yeah, there you go. So I guess it does matter. Okay. Okay, now we're going to create a new geometrical set to define our draft directions and normal faces and whatnot. We can go up here, right? And we could create a geometrical set here, but we could also do it down here. Geometrical set. Draft, I'll say draft elements. Not what I meant to do. Oh, I already created something else here. I'll just delete that. I'm going to reorder this to be on top. Reorder children, draft elements. Sorry for the inconsistency. I guess, okay, that's bothering me. So say draft elements. Okay, that's already underlined. So we create a point at 00150, die point, and die line for 100 millimeters beyond that. And it also wants us to create a plane. Okay, 00150. I'm in here, create a point, 00150, and create a line. It could be just point direction for 100 millimeters. Yep. You can see it's being added in this geometrical set. And what does it want us to do? A plane. So it could be normal to this curve. The position point is here, curve is here. There you go. Okay, it wants us to draft the sides where the bottom face meets this highlighted face here. I'll show what it means. So we go into our main body first, and we draft these vertical 3 walls. So we clicked our draft feature. 5 degrees faces to draft would be here, here, and here. our neutral element being here. This is a reference of where you want to keep the material, and the pulling direction is by that line. I could hit preview, and you can see it's doing the correct thing. It's taking material away exactly where we want it to be. Okay, cool. Now it wants us to draft the other walls. I'll just do one more draft, honestly, so it doesn't get too repetitive. For example, the side walls drafting would be basis draft here, 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 and here, with your neutral element being the base here. Pull direction, it already automatically knows. I do a preview, and that looks right, and okay, there you go. And you can see from this direction, this line, for example, is sloped inward towards the top, which is what we want. I'll skip the rest of these, but fillets are cool, so I'll do some of the fillets. 15mm edge fillets on the 8 outer edges. So, what did it say, 15mm, right? On these 8 outer. Not that one, but this one too. There you go. Okay. So let's see where we're at right now. I'm going to view it so it's a bit more clean. Looks pretty good. Okay, we're going to create a variable edge fillet. I'll do that later, actually. And go ahead and do the rest of the fillets on your own. It should be the same steps. Okay, now it wants us to create a point for us to define the point at which the variable fillet transitions. Okay, I'm going to go back somewhere here. There you go. And then I'm going to create a point along the curve. So distance along the curve should be, what, 35? I don't know where the reference will be, but okay, point, wrong way. There you go. I switched the starting point direction. I should be able to see a point once I hover over that. There you go, over there. And once I come back to the overall thing, my point should still exist. Right there. Yep. Variable fillet radius with the values 15 and 16. Use a formula to control the, okay, so we could play around with that. Let's do a edge fillet here. And I'll just show you an example. Get this point right here. Let's say that's 8. And I'll keep the other ones at 15, preview, and it transitions into a smaller fillet. You could follow exactly what it's over here and do the points on the other side as well. But just for the sake of keeping it a slightly bit shorter. 6mm fillet around the top edge. Yeah. Again, same things over here. Modify the fillet. Yeah. You could follow these if you really want to make your part look exactly the same. I'm going to skip them for now because it's pretty repetitive. Just for aesthetics, I'll put some fillets on the top. Why not? It looks a little too blocky without it preview, so it fills up the tangent lines without me having to select all of them. Okay, create a reference plane offset by 250mm in negative x direction. Okay, YZ or YZ plane is I'll just show planes. So offset, let's do reference elements, define and work object, offset from this in the negative x direction, so it should go on this side. So reverse that, 250, there you go. Position sketch with the part origin aligned with the y-axis. Okay. Wants us to do a 60, 120, 30. So it's a 120 by 30 with it centered. I'll just do a regular rectangle and position it later. I'm gonna put it up here. I'll make this coincident with the origin. And where did it go? There you go. So 60 here, 120 overall, and 30 in height. Looks about right. It's ISO constrained, closed surface, and pad up to the face of the part. Oops, I put the sketch in the wrong place. Should be fine in this case. Use this to pad up to the part, let's say up to surface. And it wants us to draft it real quick, which I could do. Some preview. Yep, looks right. Oh, it actually, okay, no, it looks right. Let's add these fillets. Of 6 millimeters and around another 6 preview. Yep, looks good. And it wants us to shell the part 2 millimeters inside and remove the bottom face. So we could use the shell feature, remove this face with the thickness of 2 millimeters. Perfect. Okay, now it's giving us a different requirement that the extremity over here should not be shelled. So we delete the shell feature, define the fillet preceding pattern as in work. So I'll delete the shell. I'll do go up to the edge fillet and make a shell here. Same parameters. And then once I go back here, there you go. It shouldn't shell that last part. Okay. Now we want to create some stiffeners, some, I guess you could call them ribs, sort of.